Hello wrestling fans, and welcome to the review of Summerslam, WWE Summerslam, which took place tonight at Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. First match that started off the show, this was Dolph Ziggler versus Chris Jericho. This match went to Chris Jericho after a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of twists and turns, a lot of good sequences where it looked like either one of them could win. Dolph Ziggler basically had to tap out after Chris Jericho put him in the walls of Jericho. Following this, we had match number 2. This was Daniel Bryan versus Kane. Now, the winner of this one was, believe it or not, Daniel Bryan, who was able to reverse an attempt by Kane of doing a tombstone pile driver. He reversed it into a roll-up. Again, pretty good match. There was actually a lot of very good matches, just good matches, but for some reason, this pay-per-view, I don't know, just sort of slides off the brain. But nevertheless, Daniel Bryan won this one against Kane, believe it or not. First time that Daniel Bryan won one of these in one-on-one match against Kane. And following that, as Kane is raging in the back stage area, Josh Matthews feels like it's a good enough time to go ahead and try and conduct an interview with Kane. Kane basically demands to find out where Daniel Bryan is. And after that, he basically tosses Josh Matthews to one side like so much dry kindling. Now, following that, we had match number 3. This was for the Intercontinental Championship between The Miz and Rey Mysterio. Everybody's glad to see Rey Mysterio back, but unfortunately, The Miz walked away with this one with the skull-crushing finale. Again, good match, just, I don't know. A lot of these seem like good matches if they were on Raw or SmackDown, but just sort of for the SummerSlam, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Following that, we had the World Heavyweight Championship between Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. Now, during this match, one of the things that took place was Alberto Del Rio removed the padding from one of the turnbuckles. Following that, there was an attempt by Alberto Del Rio to throw a brogue kick, mocking Sheamus with his own move. But Sheamus was able to counter it with a clothesline, and the match continued. Del Rio went for the cross arm breaker, but Sheamus was able to reverse it, pick Alberto Del Rio up, and turn it into a power bomb, which is no mean feat. Those guys are only about 30 pounds apart in weight, so no, not a bad move by Sheamus. And as this match continued, Sheamus was able to go ahead and walk away with it after he hit Ricardo Rodriguez tried to interfere in the match. Apparently tried to get a shoe over to Alberto Del Rio to use as a foreign object. He tossed it to Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio missed it, and Sheamus caught it. And Sheamus was able to hit Alberto Del Rio over the head with it. This was followed by an Irish curse, and finally he was able to get the pin against Alberto Del Rio. So Sheamus walked away, maintained his championship, and after that, the show continued. Following that, the next match was the Tag Championship. This was between R-Truth and Kofi Kingston versus Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Now, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young were coming in without AEW, who was let go just recently. Now, what occurred to me during this match was Titus O'Neil and Darren Young actually were able to seem to me to maintain the focus of the crowd more without AEW. I personally disagreed with the way AEW was let go. For what occurred with the off-color joke about Kobe Bryant, I thought at best they could have sat him down for a week. They already needed to tune in, kind of dial in his character in the first place. But, and also if they just took him off the PA and dialed in his character, in my opinion, that would have, could have, should have been enough. But that's just one man's opinion. But One thing that occurred to me during this match was, without him there, everybody was able to focus on Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, and they put in a great match. They actually wound up losing this one. R-Truth delivered a sit-out facebuster to Darren Young, and R-Truth and Kofi Kingston were able to retain the tag match titles. But this was a great showing, nevertheless, for Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Now, following that, and everybody was able to focus on it. Which, hello, that's what it's for. That's why they're the ones inside of the ring. Now, match number 6. This was a triple threat match for the WWE Championship. CM Punk versus John Cena versus Big Show. Now, through most of this match, Big Show actually dominated. He was, doing that what he does best, which is being really big. He was throwing John Cena and CM Punk around. Quieting the crowd down so they could hear the maximum loudness of the slaps that he delivered to the chest. And the match finally wound down where CM Punk and John Cena both had Big Show in submission holds. Big Show tapped out, and both of them thought that they had won. AJ came out, straightened that out, and basically told him to restart the match. Now, as the match restarted, John Cena was able to get the AA on Big Show, and CM Punk pushed John Cena out of the way and got the pin and the win over Big Show. So CM Punk retains the championship, and John Cena looked as though he was upset. There was words back and forth previously about respect, and so clearly the storyline is going to continue. Following that, Kevin Rudolph came out and performed the official SummerSlam theme, "Don't Give Up," and this was pretty much the only time that the Divas were seen. They came out and danced to it, and then following that, Brock Lesnar and Triple H had the main event match. Now this match went through. I'm not sure if this was a legit injury or if Lesnar was just milking it real good, but at one point Lesnar, who actually dominated for most of the match, at one point Triple H pushed him into the corner of the announce desk, and he doubled up, and it looked like he spit out his mouthpiece, and he was spitting a lot, like he was getting ready to throw up almost. Now while he was in UFC and prior to that, he had some stomach issues, a case of diverticulitis, and I believe he had to get surgery for it. So the concern was that this might have been a possible legit injury, or he might have re-injured a place that had already sustained some surgery. But the match nevertheless continued. Triple H, during the match, also Lesnar kept going for the Kimura lock on Triple H. Triple H tried the pedigree a few times and was finally able to get it. But nevertheless, as the match continued, Brock Lesnar was able to get the Kimura lock. The same move that looked as though it broke his arm previously. It looked as though his arm got injured. Brock Lesnar locked him up, and he had to tap out. So after the match, Triple H refused treatment from the medical staff, and as he was leaving, he was telling the crowd he was sorry. Looked like he was welling up, and so the saga continues. So we'll see what happens with that as it goes forward. For some reason, I just felt like I was expecting more, but is what it is. This was a good pay-per-view. I could just be jaded, pretty much. That's probably it. But nevertheless, good show, and we'll see what happens with these storylines as the story goes on. For myself, the Invincible E. Vincent, take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and go ahead and keep checking at unifiedwrestling.com. Thanks very much.